What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Odin. You already know. It's Rapl, his opponent today, in the red color, playing as Isis. His name is Skady. The map is Frozen Wastes, and it's currently 1-1 for these two players in this best of 5. Best of 5 means race to 3. Whoever gets to 3 next to their name first is the victor. So effectively now we reset. We're actually at a best of 3. So whoever gets to 2 wins now is the victor. So that's how it works here. We're on a new map. We are a new player. We are a new me. And honestly, Rapl played that last game incredibly well. Skady here is going to be shaking things up. He's moving away from the set, going into the Isis here. And I can guarantee you there are some very big reasons why Rapl is terrified here. Skady's set, whatever. No problems. Skady's Isis? Mate, this guy has been watching a lot of Joe. He's seen Joe play from many, many years, and I guarantee you we're going to be seeing some Anubite abuse here in this game. The problem is Rappl's had to deal with this a lot of the time. Rapl has been dealing with Anubites for a very, very long time here. So what's he going to be able to pull out of his bag of tricks? That's the question. So, Anubites versus Odin, we think it's very tough for the Odin player. The big thing you need to manage to do as Odin is get to the heroic age. If you get to the heroic age, you've managed to deal with the Anubites, but that's not the end of the mission. Because then you might also have to still deal with maybe Phoenix, ancestors with a big push, the Anubites just continuing to raid you all through this game, all that other good stuff. But we'll see how it's going to go. We've got a relic down the bottom of the map here for Rapl. It is the Ring of Nibelung. As we are going to be... I want to hit map. Ring of Nibelung. Do we see a relic in the hands of Skady? We do. It's the Tower of Cestus. So Tower of Cestus is very, very strong relic there for Skady. Though, honestly, probably doesn't help as much as you'd think. Plus 30% with an 8 damage. It's kind of not even 11 damage per second. So it's not that big of a deal. But it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. Now, Skady, he's going to be trying to get as much of this walrus as he possibly can. We see the monument to the villagers coming up. And see, the thing is with the Isis, with the Anubis, you want to get 2 monuments up. And you want to get them up as fast as you possibly can. There is a world where it's better to maybe go fast classical age, like a 4-minute classical age, then drop your monument to the villagers, then drop your monument to the soldiers. The other world you live in is 1 monument and a 4:30 advance time, and get your monument to the soldiers as you're going to the classical age. So we'll see exactly what Sky's going to do here, but Rapl is going to be trying to get to the classical age as fast as he humanly can here, getting out a final dwarf. You can see he's got the 4 villagers on, or 4 dwarves about to be. He's got himself 5 gatherers over here, and he's on the front here with 6 villagers on the elk, just about to pop up to 400 food and advance. Oh, he's actually going for an extra dwarf, so a very, very late advance time from Rapl. This might be on purpose. I wouldn't be surprised to see Rapl try and go for a fast second town center here. This food here is very, very nice for Rapl, so I wouldn't be surprised. He's got a beautiful gold mine. He's got a beautiful wood line. I wouldn't be surprised to see Rapl attempting a fast second talent center here with this delayed advance time. And he's going to be getting out his Hersir. He's getting his walls up. We see Anubis coming through for Skady. Let's check Skady's base. We do not see that secondary monument up just yet for Skady. So he's gone 1 monument, 430 it seems, but he should be throwing up that second monument very, very soon as that house does come up there. Lots of villagers on gold. So actually, this is a fast 2-town center from Skady potentially. He's got 7 villagers on gold. He's got a lot of villagers on food here. Oh no, I tell a lie. There's the monument to the soldiers. Out in the middle of the map is very, very wild. I don't know if this is just strictly to prevent these forests from being forest fired, but he's going for it. He's going for it. He's got 2 monuments, 12 favor. The Anubites do cost 15 favor. The Anubites do cost 15 favor here for Skady, so he's going to have to wait on that, and he does get an initial second Anubite out, but he's not going to be able to get too many after this. He will be moving forward onto this location. We've got Rapl with not quite enough resources to get anything. He's going to be getting himself immediate watchtowers here, and just sitting on this location with these Herso will allow him to hold for just a little bit. The Valkyrie go after those Anubites here. And then we see the Anubite is greeted by a couple of thwacks here by the Herso. What is super important, and this is exactly what Rapl's doing, what is super important is leaving your Herso on top of your villagers so that when the Anubite jumps in, the Anubite at least takes some damage before it runs out. That is super important. We do see a couple of spearmen now coming in, going to be trying to harass down this Herso. We see some more units flocking in onto this location as the Valkyrie does get jumped on, but no real damage is done. There is the Plague of Serpents, and Rapl is going to just calmly retreat away from this location, going to be taking himself into his base and then simply sitting on top of these herdables. Now, the question is where to now from Skady? And I think you have a couple of options. One I would have liked to see is one barracks here into a second town center. The next option is eat all the middle hunt because you know your opponent's scared. He's sitting in his base trying to get to the heroic age, right? So you get all the hunt, you eat it all, and you go straight to the mythic age here through Hathor. So you go Anubis, Hathor, Thoth. And that meteor hits with the Phoenix pumping through. It can be very, very tough for the Odin players to defend this. And meanwhile, there's the armory we were talking about, and we do see husbandry has come through. Now, here's something that is well worth a mention. There is no reason, if you are trying to get to the heroic age as fast as you can, there is no reason to leave these dwarves on gold. Take them off gold. Once you get 500 gold, you should just be building gatherers. There's no reason to leave these villages on wood. Take them off. In fact, you don't even have to. Just bring some herdables over to both of these guys and then have them both be eating it. And that's going to get you to the heroic age much, much faster than not doing it. And the important thing is ordering. So if you get to the heroic age faster, then you put the villagers back on those resources, then you can afford your hill fort straight away. And you're going to be happy as opposed to having excess resources in the bank. So slight little things there might really, really help the Odin players get ahead, even though they are already doing quite well. So why am I helping them out? I don't know. You tell me. Axeman sitting idly buying out for Skady. He's got a couple of units out. Skady's got his armory coming down, more villages coming out, no second town center. It is probably looking like we're going to be seeing a heroic age coming through for Skady very shortly. Interested to see if it's going to be Nephthys or if it's going to be Nephthys or Hathor. I do like the Hathor in this matchup, especially in this situation as well. But this heroic age from Rapl is very, very clean, very, very nice. The problem really arises when he's racing to the next age. So he needs to get a hill fort down on a second gold mine, essentially. So that's what he's going to be aiming to do. We do see these Anubites getting pushed back. They are Guardian Anubites now, so they're going to be very, very helpful. We've got 3 Guardian Anubites for Skady now. He's going to be walking around doing his thing. He's got units down the bottom. One thing that Skady could think about doing, and it's exactly what he is doing, is throwing an obelisk over here. 3 population, huge amount of line of sight building here. We do have these units just chilling over here. It's very easy to kill, but it does give himself a lot of information. We will be seeing these units going to attempt to come over here and possibly throw up that hill fort on this location. And there's the Hathor coming through for Skady. No crazy surprise here. The Frost Giant needs to stay here. Don't leave your villagers. No matter what you do, Frost Giant to your villagers, because Hathor will come. You will be sad. You will lose villagers. 3 Anubites are so good. 3 Anubites are like 3 Centaur against the Norse. They're just so good. They take down your villages so quickly. Now, seeing the Ulfsar going to be attempting to retreat away. The Frost Giant is coming over here. Is Skady paying attention? Yes, he is. He's going to be retreating away from that Frost Giant. And the hill fort is going to get up for Rapl. So, a win for Rapl and a win for Skady thus far. There's the Hathor coming in. Skady is going to be wanting to throw down this Locust as fast as possible. We'll be seeing an Ulfsark possibly getting sniped here. The Frost Giant getting very close, but not quite able to catch those Anubites out just yet. Now, we will be probably seeing this second town center getting grabbed by Rapl as well fairly soon here. He is making himself some Jarl. Not sure exactly what the Jarl are for beyond killing those Anubites. At this point, getting this town center down and really securing this location gives Rapl a very, very strong showing here. We see medium slingers coming through for Skady as the second town center is coming down. I'm a bit confused about the medium slingers, as maybe he sees the throwing axemen and wants to deal with those with slingers, but a bit surprising nonetheless. Skady can possibly be making some Patsukos here if he so chooses. And I mean, we'll see how it's all going to go. And the villagers have finished up on this gold mine here. A little bit of a town bell situation for some reason by Rapl, trying to get himself a little bit more food to be making sure he's getting some stuff here. A little bit short on the food here. Wants to get himself that 100 food to chuck up this town center here. Now we see those those Anubites are pushing forward here. Going to be looking to try and hit these villagers. Nice split there from Rapl as Skady completely misfires that Locust. Oh, dearie me. The Locust gets completely misfired here in this game. It's no villagers. Rapl also freezing one of those Guardian Anubites. He needs to come back onto this and pick this one off there. And the town center will be getting up for Rapl, who's also still got his frost available to himself. Meanwhile, we see one Anubite falling. The Anubites now coming over onto this location will be able to hit this. We see a market is getting thrown down, but Rapl rightly deciding to retreat away from that and in favor of going after these Anubites. But it's a nice micro from Skady thus far, but one Anubite does look like it's almost going down. Very close, but it does manage to get out of here, still going after those villagers. Another thwack there. 10 HP remaining on that Guardian Anubite as it does manage to get out of here in one piece. We do have Skady all on top of the map, getting as much food income as he possibly can, as much hunt income as he possibly can, as now we've got, it's just so many hurtables for Rapl in this game thus far. And now we got the Longhouse coming down for Rapl as he is continuing along in this game. Shaft Mine coming through as well. And honestly, like, Rapl can just keep spamming villagers onto this and villagers onto this and be very, very happy with his situation. In fact, he probably could get away with not building dwarves here and just building gatherers at this point if he so chose. Because it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. And now we see the units pushing in for Rapl, going to be attempting to hit these units here. We see the army of Skady trying to garrison. There is no monument on top of here. So even if a frost comes down, it's going to be not that useful. We do see the Frost Giant does manage to get onto that. But Sukos there, the Pharaoh not helping out in this location. And there's the frost. There's the forest fire. And Skady in a bit of a pickle here. 123 of 136 population. The Migdol stronghold will be going down. Now, one thing that you might want to consider doing against Norse is if your opponent is attacking a location that you're defending with your army, retreat your villagers away because you don't want to get those frosted. We've got 11 villagers here for Skady. That's a lot of villagers here. We are seeing the Frost Giant is going to get taken down as well. So nice play there by Skady, but his Migdol stronghold does fall. I do think that Skady should be able to hold this fairly easily, but there's going to be a lot of favor in the bank there for Rapl. 70 favor here, so we can be pumping those Frost Giants out. So we will be needing to see Skady getting himself funeral rites fairly soon. The Patsukos going to be he can't get funeral rites. He's gone through Hathor here, so no funeral rites. We will be seeing an attempted push over here onto this location as Rapl is struggling just a little bit to make some units. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. It looks like the Anubites have been getting some value here in this game, but now the gold mine going to be under attack. We do see the rock flying overhead here as these slingers can target down the throwing axemen beautifully here. You can see them take down throwing axemen incredibly quickly when they are actually targeting them. Unlike the Peltast, the slingers shoot at 1.0 game ticks a second. whereas the Peltas shoot at 1.3 game ticks a second. So even though the DPS is exactly the same at about 3 DPS, that they miss a lot more. Basically, the Peltas miss a lot more when it comes down to it. But now we do see heavy spaming coming through for Skady. Rapl's down to 80 population here as Skady is in a fantastic position. Lots of villagers are out though. We've got 62 villagers for Skady, 50 villagers for Rapl. But Rapl is struggling because he needs to hold this position here. What Skady could do right now, if he's got the resources, which he does have, is simply just walk forward and Migdol Stronghold right on this location. Just completely push in here and get that gold staff started here. Because at this point, the Guardian of Nubites guarding this top gold mine is huge. And then everything else is in a very, very good position as we're starting to see the dwarves getting taken down. We've got the throwing axemen over here pushing forward, and we'll see. We've got the siege tower at the top location going after this longhouse. Another frost giant has come through here for Rapl, but Rapl could consider selling food, selling wood here, and trying to live life a little bit like a Ra player because he doesn't have the gold mine. So he's not completely out of this game yet, but he hasn't quite worked out that he can do that. But holy Skady, he is pushing forward with his villagers. He realizes he has a huge villager advantage here, and Rapl decides in that moment to tap out. GG, well played by Skady, but I do want to take a big mention. I want to make big mention of the fact here that Rapl could have sold resources, could have pulled back, gone on to wood, and been maybe fine here. Maybe fine. Rapl does say, remind me why I leave my base. That's probably true. He did have a good fight here, but after the frost, he definitely lost out hard. And no wall on this location was a big, big mistake. If there's a wall here, then Skady would have to break the wall down and come around this side. And the hill fort on this location, he needs like a second hill fort here to really hold on to it. But honestly, Rapl made the Anubites here look kind of underwhelming, if you ask me. Kind of underwhelming. What won this one here for Skady was dealing so well with that frost. The frost was basically traded by Migdol Stronghold. So if that frost actually did the value that it normally does, which is essentially deletes an entire army, then Rapl's probably fine here. But he didn't get that, and he didn't have that advantage, and he fell too far behind, and Skady gets that win, going up to 2 wins. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.